It's always good to hear the voice in our head, but always remember that you should let your heart speak. Lizette celebrated her 54th birthday a few days ago, and in the middle of a fabulous party. That night her children were present, who came from the capital, bringing their children with them, which brought back memories of their childhood and friends who collaborated in the party that day. Since Lizette was a woman who was greatly admired. It's the beautiful detail she received from her husband. Everyone was having a tremendous celebration. They drank, ate, and danced, laughing and talking. The participants were happy and curious about Ruben in the same way. For Lizette, it was always happiness. If it weren't for the fact that the husband was absent from the party, it was strange that he missed that important date, especially that he didn't remember his wife's birthday, when her whole life showered her with roses, gifts, perfumes, and the love. In Lizette's mind, this was weird. What happened to Ruben? Why hasn't he come home yet? Lizette told her sister, as she was afraid for him because something could have happened to him because of his absence. However, she comforted her by saying that it would not take long for him to arrive, with a nice surprise as always. Lizette reassured herself, saying, "Maura, you're right. I'm worrying about nothing. I'm sure he's coming." As the minutes ticked by, that woman danced with her friends, looking at her watch, until she said to herself, "I think I'm overreacting. I know that Ruben has a lot of work to do, and especially this season, when he has more responsibilities." Very excited, she continued serving her guests until she received a text message. "Hello, love. I'm sorry for not coming. You know I have a lot of work to do, but I promise to make it up to you." He must be with a beautiful girl, Lizette thought. "I will arrive very soon. I love you. Until later." It was midnight. The party was over. The guests departed. However, Ruben did not arrive. The next day, he arrived very tired. He got in the shower and just slept. Lizette was very surprised, but she preferred not to disturb him. When he woke up, she had prepared a delicious lunch, and when they were at the table eating, Lizette asked, "Baby, what happened? I knew you had a lot of work, but not so much that you were completely absent from my birthday party." He said, somewhat irritated, "Woman, please, don't suffocate me. Now I'm very tired." During that week, Ruben's behavior was very similar. He was away for a long time. He locked himself in his room for a long time. He barely communicated with his wife. He was disorganized. His wife was startled by his behavior and on one occasion called Vanessa, her older sister, to tell her a little about her afflictions with Ruben. "Vanessa, I hope you're well. Sister, I called you for a little chat," said the woman. "I'm glad you called me, but tell me why I noticed you're a little distressed. You know I'm having a problem right now. Ruben, it's different. He doesn't communicate with me. He's no more oriented and locks himself in our room for hours, leaving me completely alone in the house. It's weird. He was never like that. Do you know? The truth is, I don't know. And honestly, we're all overwhelmed by his absence, but we didn't want to say anything. We knew it was your birthday, and the least we wanted was for you not to feel bad. I had already noticed this behavior in Ruben for some time, but I didn't want to get involved. But do you know, I should be concerned about my sanity. Terrible things are happening like a hunch. But why? Sister, what do you think it is? For me, Ruben has a lover. It's strange that he disappeared for hours in the room and takes a long time there, or that he just stopped being with me like he used to be. Sister, if you feel that hunch, it's for something. Some time ago, I installed very discreet cameras in my house. I did it because I thought an employee stole some stuff, but it turned out that it wasn't true, and that is another story. I recommend that you do this and thus remove doubts. Actually, I feel strange with this idea, but I do not rule it out. Thank you, Vanessa, for listening to me. I love you very much and hope to visit you soon. Take care, Lizette. You know you can count on me for everything." A few months have passed since that conversation, and Ruben's behavior has been the same under the disorder and inattention for the last 30 years. That is, from when they got married, and even much earlier. Ruben behaved like a very attentive husband with his wife, bringing chocolates, sending some letters, and even coming home with flowers. But Ruben was absent for almost everything. At the moment, Lizette, very determined, called the surveillance company that his sister recommended to install cameras throughout her house. This is how the worker came to install it while her husband worked away from home. They left her a tablet that gave her full access to monitor them in the bedroom and even in the courtyard of the house. She was sure that her husband had a mistress. She started tracking his steps while at home, finding that when he locked himself in his room, he would fall asleep and run to the bathroom in his room. It really was very strange, she told herself. So he had a video call on his phone with someone who was smiling and sometimes even crying. Looking at that behavior, Lizette shuddered and cried because she found out that her great love had a lover. She didn't know if she should face him, leave him, or just cry. She maintained this behavior for up to 2 weeks, at which point she broke down and confronted Ruben of what she discovered. "Ruben, I want to talk to you. Just give me a few minutes. I found out you changed on over a year and a half ago and found out you see someone." The husband was totally pissed. He told her, "But my Lizette, what are you talking about? How do I see someone?" Yes. Do you have someone, Ruben? Do not lie to me. Tell me who she is, because you are leaving our family. You're ruining my life, Ruben. Who knows how long you do this? Look here, I got you on camera. When you go to the bathroom to talk to her or even video call her, I can't stand it. When Ruben saw his wife crying inconsolably, he was also at her side asking for forgiveness. But he explained that the reason for her tears was not infidelity, but that he had to tell her something he had been hiding for a long time, and that even after telling her the truth, he would pack his things and leave. The woman, very scared and crying, listened to him without saying a word. "Lizette, it hurts me that you think I have someone else when for many years it has been proven that you are the love of my life. I didn't find the right moment to confess to you that I have stage 3 cancer, and that as both my kidneys and lungs are involved, I cannot have the time or space. I tried to work harder to ensure a peaceful future for you, and I even wanted to leave home, but I know I can't live without you. Love, forgive me for not telling you earlier not to worry, because there's nothing else to do. I'm taking medicine that makes me sleepy and unfortunately destabilizes me. So I run to the restrooms to throw up, and the calls you saw are with the doctor that I'm with. Forgive me, honey, for not saying this sooner, but I wanted you to stay calm. Now I'm going to get my things and go so you don't suffer anymore." The news was shocking. Lizette paralyzed because she didn't expect such a confession. The two hugged, cried, and even forgave each other. In the middle of the conversation, they decided that no one would comment on what Ruben was going through because they didn't want people's pity in the midst of so much pain. The couple returned to a very sincere, safe, and stable life until Ruben's last days. Sometimes it is difficult to tell or share sad news with our loved ones for fear of hurting us or making them feel pain. However, we cause more pain by hiding situations that can help us make things bearable. Friends, we've reached the end of the story. Now tell me, what was that part that impacted you the most? Leave your impressions in the comments, and I invite you to share the video on all your social networks. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. A big hug, and see you later.